Welcome back. Now we move from browser prompting into a workflow that feels much closer to real development. Claude Code can read the actual project, work with real files, generate code in context, and fit naturally into the same loop you already use with VS Code and Salesforce CLI. In this module, we are going to use Claude Code to read the real code base and generate tests directly from those project files. The big difference here is context. In Claude AI, you paste code manually and stay in a general conversation. In Claude Code, the tool reads your file directly, works inside the project, can create new files for you, and iterates on real code instead of copied snippets. That is why browser Claude is better for planning, while Claude Code is better for generation and day-to-day development workflow. If local Salesforce development is newer to you, this is the structure worth understanding. We start at the project root, then go into force app, main, and default. Inside that, the classes folder holds files like order services and its metadata file, and trigger hold files like order trigger and its metadata file. At the root, we also have SFDC project JSON. This layout matters because Claude Code directly reads these files. Here's a complete workflow from start to finish. First, generate the project with SF project generate. Then retrieve the Apex class and trigger. Move into the project folder, launch Claude, ask it to read order service class and generate order service test class. Review that generated file in VS Code, deploy it back to the org with SF project deploy start, and then run the test with SF Apex run test. This workflow is not about blind automation. It is about reducing friction while keeping the human reviewer in charge of the quality. This is where prompting stops being vague and starts becoming engineering direction. The strongest prompts name the exact file, the exact output you want, and the exact improvement you care about. For example, ask Cloud Code to read order service class and generate a complete test class. Ask it to compare order service class and order service test, and it tells you what scenarios are missing. Ask it to identify assertions that are too weak and improve them. Ask it to create test data factory with method for order and order item. That level of specificity is what makes the tool genuinely useful. So let's see this in action. I'll go back to VS Code. Over here, I've got this Claude Code VS Code extension. I've got these classes. So as a very first step, I'll go to package.xml and I will say retrieve source and manifest from ARM. So over here in my package.xml, I'm saying retrieve all the Apex class. So I've got the members over here. So let's wait for it to retrieve all the Apex classes. So once the retrieval is done, I'm expecting more classes to be over here. It is still retrieving the metadata. So now you will see it has got this order service class. This is the class. And now on my right hand side over here in the Claude Code VS Code extension, I'm going to ask, let's run this one. So I'm saying to Claude, read order service class and order service test and let me know what test scenarios I am missing. So in the previous chapter, order test service service test was the one which we created using the Claude AI. Now we're just cross-checking, is there any scenarios which are missing or not? So if you look on the right hand side, Claude Code is running. Now this is the output that I got, the missing scenarios. It says in the create order, which all scenarios are missed. Then in the confirm order, the exception is missed. Then condition less than equal to 0. And then there are some standard valuation also based on the Claude.md. And then it tells me the most impactful is, in case I want it to work on this, I'll say yes. Implement. The missing bulk test and the latent null. So I'm just asking it to go back and implement these two findings. So over here, the Claude Code is going to update the test class, and there's no need for us to do copy paste. So Claude Code is going to change or edit the order service test class and ensure that the test coverage is there. Going back to presentation. Generated code is slow down here and reline code. Make sure to verify values and run it. Find out, look for uncovered line like 441 in order service not covered. This is the iteration loop to internalize. Generate, review, deploy, run, inspect, coverage, improve, and keep iterating until you are above 90% with strong assertions. Meanwhile, let's look into the Claude Code also. It is still running. So what Claude Code is doing, it is updating order service.test class. It has added these methods also for null quantity. And in case you want to review, you can review this. And then at the end, you can say deploy the changes to AF underscore demo. Or now this AF underscore demo is the org alias over here. So now whatever class order service test that will get deployed. Say yes. So this is how you can make changes using Claude Code. Make sure you prompt it correctly. Once you have reviewed the output of Claude Code, then you can ask it to deploy also. And then it will start deploying using the SFDX command.